Darkness, silence, and then a sonar image flickers into existence. A circular shape, 40 meters wide, resting on the seafloor like a sleeping giant. In June 2011, a team of treasure hunters searching for a lost shipment of champagne stumbled across something far stranger than any treasure. An object sitting 80 meters beneath the Baltic Sea. An object that seemed built. For 13 years, theories have spiraled across the world. Ancient ruin, Nazi megastructure, prehistoric temple, crashed craft. But one question overshadows all of them. Why? Does this object appear to be older than the Baltic Sea itself? Tonight, we go deeper than anyone has before, into a mystery that has resisted science, ignored politics, and defied explanation. This is the story of the Baltic Sea Anomaly. And the truth begins at the bottom. The Baltic Sea Anomaly. What is hiding under the waves? Part 1. The discovery. It began as an ordinary summer expedition. The Ocean X team was exhausted. They had been scanning the seabed for days, following rumors of a sunken haul of legendary bottles worth millions. But at exactly 1:30 in the morning, the sonar operator froze. On the screen, a shape appeared, perfectly circular, 40 meters across, with sharp edges too clean to be natural, and a long track behind it, stretching more than 300 meters, like something had skidded along these bed before coming to a stop. The crew joked at first. A UFO? A sunken tower? Atlantis? But the longer they looked, the more their laughter faded, because no one had ever seen anything like it. Part 2. The first expedition down. The first dive team descended slowly. The water was cold and murky, visibility only a few meters ahead. As the divers approached the object, their equipment crackled. Cameras flickered. GoPros shut off. Lights dimmed as though something was interfering with them. But they pushed forward. And then they saw it. A massive structure rising from the seafloor. Smooth, curved surfaces. Right angles. Sharp lines. And at the base, what looked like an entrance. A dark, circular opening that led into the interior. The object did not look like a rock, or a glacier deposit, or anything from a natural formation. It looked engineered. One diver later said it felt like swimming up to the ruins of an ancient building, a building swallowed by the sea thousands of years ago. But the Baltic Sea hasn't existed for thousands of years, and that was the first sign that something was wrong. Part 3. The mystery deepens. When the team returned to the surface, they reported multiple strange phenomena. Their navigation systems malfunctioned when near the anomaly. Satellite phones refused to connect. One crew member claimed he felt disoriented, as if he walked into a magnetic field. But the strangest thing was the object itself. It wasn't covered in mud, algae, or life. It was clean. Too clean. Samples were taken, sent to labs. And then something even stranger happened. The results came back. Contradictory. Some material fragments suggested natural minerals. Others showed signs of processed metals. And one report described the samples as highly unusual and not matching common seabed compositions. If the object was natural, why did it have geometric shapes? Why were there right angles? Why were there what looked like steps leading up its side? And why did the track behind it look like a landing skid? Part 4. Scientists versus the impossible. When the story broke into the media, scientists rushed to dismiss it. Just a boulder, they said. A glacial deposit, nothing unusual. But here is the problem. Geologists quickly pointed out that the Baltic Sea was completely covered in ice until around 10,000 years ago, and the ocean itself formed far later. Which means, if the anomaly is artificial, someone built it before the Baltic Sea even existed. A structure older than the sea itself, older than the civilizations we know, older than recorded history. And that is when the theories began. Part 5. The theories. For 13 years, Experts and amateurs have fought over explanations. Tonight, we go through the most compelling ones. Theory 1. A prehistoric megalithic structure. The Baltic region is home to some of the oldest human cultures in Europe. Could this be a Stonehenge-like structure built by a civilization we've never discovered? The shape is circular. The edges are sharp. The surface is flat, with what appears to be a staircase. But even then, how did ancient humans build a 40-meter wide stone structure, and why did it end up under the sea long before any known settlement reached the area? Theory 2. A sunken fortress or bunker. Some researchers point to the structure's corridor-like entrance. The flat top, the unusually clean outer walls. Could it be a forgotten wartime megastructure, part of a classified project left off the books? But the object seems far too old, and no wartime architecture matches its shape. Theory 3. A crash site. This is the theory that refuses to die. The skid marks behind the structure, the circular shape, the metallic signatures in sample tests, the electrical interference, and the entrance leading into the object. If something crashed here, it crashed long, long before humans ever arrived. And that raises another question. How old is this object really? Theory 4. Something we don't have a name for, not natural, not modern, not easily explained. Some researchers believe the anomaly could be a relic of an unknown chapter in Earth's history, a civilization erased, or a structure built for purposes we can't understand. One geologist put it simply, whatever this is, it shouldn't be here. Part 6. The cover-up questions. Now the story turns darker. After the discovery, multiple agencies contacted the Ocean X team. Navies, research institutions, and other organizations that refused to identify themselves. Some demanded access to the site. Others asked for silence. Media interest was high for a few weeks. Then suddenly it dropped. Articles vanished. Documentaries were cancelled. The anomaly faded from mainstream attention. To this day, the original team claims they experienced pressure from powerful groups. But why? If the object is just a rock, why would anyone care? Part 7. The forbidden features. Over time, new dives captured details that made the mystery even stranger. The anomaly has perfectly round holes, smooth walls, and what looks like the remains of a staircase. There is also a substance covering some surfaces that resembles burnt material, as if exposed to extreme heat. And then there's the corridor, a narrow, dark opening, perfectly circular, leading into the interior of the structure. Divers attempted to enter, but their equipment malfunctioned instantly. To this day, no one has seen what lies inside. Part 8. The unsolved question. The Baltic Sea Anomaly is more than a shape on the ocean floor. It is a contradiction, a paradox, a piece of something that does not fit into the world we know. If it is natural, why does it look artificial? If it is artificial, who built it? And if someone built it, where did they go? The answer may remain hidden beneath cold water and layers of politics, secrecy, and time. But one thing is certain. Objects do not simply appear in impossible places. Someone put it there. Someone built it. And until we understand who and why, the Baltic Sea will continue to guard its most haunting secret. Thank you for watching. If you want to dive deeper into history's forgotten mysteries, ancient anomalies, and unexplained phenomena, subscribe. There are more stories waiting beneath the surface.